Northwestern British Columbia is probably some of the most rugged terrain that I've hunted in. I knew it was going to be a trek to get there. Jagged rocks, steep terrain. If you're going to do a goat hunt up here, you need to really get in shape for it, I can tell you that.
We've just spotted another goat across the valley here on another mountain that's in a more stalkable spot.
I've got to say that it's probably my most challenging hunt, but it's definitely my most rewarding hunt.
I booked a moose hunt with Brian Martin, Canadian Mountain Outfitters, up here in northwestern British Columbia. And Brian had suggested I buy a goat tag and a caribou tag.
Gary's going to be doing a backpack style hunt for the goats. We do some horses up here too. Well, Gary, you guys are going to be going to our Frog Lake camp. Probably 30, 35 air miles from here. That camp is somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. It sits in a big mountain range. The lake's about 3 miles long, 2 to 3 miles long, and about a quarter to half a mile across, depending where you're at, say 400 yards across.
Okay, here we are, our second day of flying on the float plane, getting in here to Frog Lake. We got one more flight we got to take up on top of the mountain. There's a lake up there they're going to drop us off in and gain us some elevation. And we're going to go for goats here for a few days, take advantage of the good weather. This was a hosted hunt with Magnum Hunt Club member John McKnight from California. John was coming up here to hunt strictly goat.
I'm John McKnight from Santa Barbara, California, and I'm a new Magnum Hunt Club member.
So he was able to fly up to the top lake with us in the float plane, and there was myself, Blair and Becca Miller.
It's different than any other job you could ever do, I guess, in a sense, you know, in that you're in a totally remote area every day and looking for wild animals that may have never seen in person before. And it's just a really pristine experience.
Blair and I work together pretty good. Blair does the guiding, and I am able to go along on the backpack hunts for some of it. Whenever I can, I go and I'll help pack out the meat. You know, when we're up in the mountain, I will set up camp. I'll set up the tents while the guys are glassing.
Check them out, dude.
We got 2 billy goats up on the mountainside here, and one's a butte.
There was 2 great billies, 500 yards from the airplane, just watching us for the first bit. They were pulling stuff out of the airplane.
We can't hunt within 12 hours of flying, so we're gonna make camp, get up in the morning, we're gonna go chase them. So, can't get any better than this. Beauties.
Nosler's Magnum TV is brought to you by Nosler, Load Nosler, Own the Shots, and by Nikon, Dunham's High Caliber Ranch, Gobble and Grunt Outfitters, the NRA ILA, and Thompson Center Arms, America's master gunmaker. This portion of Nosler's Magnum TV is brought to you by Gobble and Grunt Outfitters.
Northwestern British Columbia is probably some of the most rugged terrain that I've hunted in. We got flown up to the top of the mountain, there's a lake up there they call Top Lake, and from there we spiked out goat hunting.
When you got good weather, you hunt goats. And since you're hunting with a bow, obviously you need every break you can get.
I like the backpacking hunts the best. You can wake up and spot something right out of your tent, you know what I mean? It's pretty cool that way.
Packing late here this morning. We're going on a little day hike. We got a couple of goats that we spotted last night, maybe half a mile from here. So we're going to hike down, see if we can catch up to them. So we got to lighten up our loads and giddy up and get on down the road there.
First morning of our hunt, we spotted goats right away.
What do you think, if we could cut up the backside and get above them and just kind of sneak down, would that work or not really?
Well, that or just go up the spine and we'd be out of sight.
Yeah, true.
And we can keep an eye on them.
Yeah, true.
That's the only thing I'm thinking. But again, the wind is the.
Yeah.
But if you want to go up, the backside, I'm okay with that too.
Well, have a look here and see what you got. So it just gives you kind of a bit of an idea what you're looking at there.
Leave my pack here. We gotta go on the backside of this mountain here. Good goat. So we're gonna kind of come up the backside on them and try and peek over and see how close we can get. We've just spotted another goat across the valley here on another mountain that's in a more stalkable spot. We think we can get on him better than this one, and so we're gonna go give this one a try while this one's still up here. Now we got options. We got option A and B, so it's getting interesting.
I knew it was going to be a trek to get there. It was just jagged rocks, steep terrain. It was tough hiking, and if you're going to do a goat hunt up here, you need to really get in shape for it, I can tell you that. Came up over the ridge, and at 100 yards, we peeked over the top of the ridge, and 100 yards away there was the goat still bedded where we had left them 2 hours earlier. We got to within 52 yards of them.
portion of Nosler's Magnum TV is brought to you by Dunham's High Caliber Ranch.
When we spotted the second billy goat, we knew we had to get up there pretty quick because we didn't want him to get up and move. He was in a great stalkable spot. We got to within 52 yards of him, and he was up. We're not sure if he smelled us or just sensed something wasn't right.
He's hurt good. Yeah, it's way more back. Yeah, it's here.
I got to tell you, when you get in that close to a mountain goat at 52 yards with a bow and arrow, and you're able to get a shot off, you go from this elevated high to when you make a bad shot like I did to, man, it just, that feeling sinks right out of you. And unfortunately, we had to finish him off with the rifle. But it was the ethical thing to do. Instead of let them run off and try tracking them for 2 or 3 days and not find them. They're just an unbelievable endurance in these animals, even with an arrow in them.
Blair, how do you age him?
I just count these rings right here. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and a half, I would say.
11 and a half years old, huh?
Absolutely.
That's an old Billy.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a great old Billy. Really mature goat. Over mature goat, actually. And phenomenal body on him. The hair is incredible. He'll make a great mount. Congratulations, man. Good work.
If I'm going to come back for goat again, it's got to be relatively soon. I'm not getting any younger here. And I mean, getting in shape is the key. And I think I will come back for a goat because I really want to get one now with the bow. It was mid-afternoon when we finally caped out and quartered up the goat that I shot. And we hiked back off that mountain, and we decided we still had time to go and put a stalk on the first goat that we saw for John McKnight to get a shot.
I've got to say that it's probably my most challenging hunt, but it's definitely my most rewarding hunt. And I've been hunting since I was 9 years old. I think some of the challenges were the altitude. I live at sea level, and most of the hunting and walking was done at 55 to 6,500 feet in elevation. Very, very steep assaults.
He's looking at us.
It's definitely good, Billy.
Come around the side here. Yeah, come around the side, sneak around the side right here. Out of the jacket. Come here, come on. Slow, he's looking. Nice and easy.
This portion of Nosler's Magnum TV is brought to you by the Magnum Hunt Club.
When we're out enjoying our right to hunt, it's easy to forget about what's happening in Washington, D.C. But just because you're not thinking about the politicians doesn't mean they're not thinking about you. They are always up to something. And if you're not happy with what they're up to, please listen to this message from my friend Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris, fact number 235. Contrary to popular belief, America is not a democracy. It's a Chuck-tatorship.
I always get a kick out of those Chuckisms. But of course, I can't decide alone how the country is run. If you're worried about the direction our country is going, you're in good company. Too many people have forgotten our nation was founded to protect freedom, like our Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. Freedom is not about what government can do for us, but about keeping government from doing things to us. There's only one way to protect our freedoms, by voting for the candidates who support them. I hope you won't be missing in action on Election Day. Register to vote. I'm Chuck Norris, and I approve this message.
For more information, go to triggerthevote.org.
He's looking at us.
Keep going. Come around this side here. Come around this side. Sneak around this side right here. Out of the jacket. Come on. Slow. He's looking. Nice and easy. Come on.
Good hit.
There you go.
That one got him.
Gary and I were able to both take our goats the same day.
Nice. Yeah.
That works.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Check him out.
Oh yeah, we like it.
Thank you very
We
much,
love them.
buddy.
Good shooting,
That's
good shooting.
great.
Fantastic.
Got a really big body on him, a really nice body. And the hair is freaking immaculate. I mean, he is just like a carpet. This guy's had some tough winters, man. Look at the frozen off ears.
It's just something else. It's the hardest hunt I've ever done. I mean, I was elated, felt very blessed to be able to harvest such a tough animal.
Big smile.
And mine was probably about a 2 to 3 mile round trip with a 1,200 foot ascent straight up, and that started at 5:20 in the afternoon and ended at, hiking in the dark with headlamps.
Here we are, day 2 of the hunt. We got our goats out of the way. We're on our way back down to camp. About a 6 or 7 mile hike. Thank God it's all downhill.
Packing out was more difficult than I was prepared for. Through uncut territory, lots of ankle tangles, thick pine, steep and slippery rock, stream crossings. And it's truly, if you're interested in a challenge, then I would highly recommend this type of trip and getting in touch with the Magnum folks and getting something set up.
If I come back for goat again, it's going to be relatively soon. I'm not getting any younger, and I would definitely get in better shape for it. It's a grueling task. I'm thankful that we were able to do what we did in day 1 and get off that godforsaken mountain, because hiking down off that mountain was a chore, I got to tell you. I mean, bushwhacking through the willows and the fir trees is just the steep terrain. You're slipping, you're stepping in holes, you're climbing over rocks with a 60-pound pack on your back. I mean, training for a hunt like this is imperative.
We got 450 vertical feet to go. Straight down.
That is Frog Lake, what we've been hiking the last 8 hours to try and get down to. And after 8.5 or 9 hours of climbing down off this godforsaken mountain, the sight of seeing that lake was just elation when we got down to the bottom. We were just all physically shot. Almost 9 hours later, here we are. Frog Lake.
Yeah, baby. Good luck, guys.
Can't even lift my arms.
Yeah. Good job.
I'd like to really extend a grateful thanks to Blair and Rebecca Miller, the guides, and Brian Martin with Canadian Mountain Outfitters. Fantastic area, great quality of game, and just a really enjoyable hunt. Even as physically challenging as it was, I really enjoyed it.
Closed captioning is brought to you by the Magnum Hunt Club. Nosler's Magnum TV is brought to you by Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearms, accessories, and gunsmithing tools. And by Nosler. Dunham's High Caliber Ranch. OutfittersRating.com. And the Magnum Hunt Club. Your adventure is our business.
If you're interested in a challenge, then I would highly recommend this type of trip and getting in touch with the Magnum folks and getting something set up.